We're back in Papendal for round 4 of the UCI BMX Supercross World Cup Tour. Round 3 took place at the Sports Center here in Papendal, and it was a double Dutch podium with former world champion Nick Kieman taking top spot in the men's race.
2 wins out of 3, thinking about the fact that I only won 1 World Cup before this year and now I already have 2, so yeah, I can't complain really.
France's Joris Daudet, who fell out of the series lead, is determined to give the Dutchman a run for his money after finishing second in round 3.
A little bit of a bad gate in the final, so a little bit disappointed of that, so I'm going to try to work on that today. Try to be better in the final and then try to beat Nick and the other 7 rider.
In the women's elite race, it was Laura Smulders who took the convincing win.
Saturday went really well, won every lap. Crossing the finish line first in front of the Dutch crowd is really cool.
Behind her, it was current world champion Elise Willoughby of the US in second position.
It was definitely a bold strategy to choose Papendal as the warm-up race to come back, knowing that Laura and all the Dutch riders are going to be so good on this track. But I love a challenge.
With 3 wins in a row, Laura Smulders has a commanding lead with 450 points. Australia's Saya Sakakibera sits in second position with 335, followed by Russia's Yaroslava Bondarenko with 290 points.
I had picked this weekend to try and win both rounds again. I really want to do good in front of the Dutch crowd.
On the men's side, things are a lot tighter. With the win, Kieman takes the lead in the rankings with 415 points.
Couldn't ride with the red plate yesterday because we were even in points, but then Joris won the last race, so he got the red plate. So I really wanted to race with the red plate on home soil. So I knew the only way to do that is to beat Joris, and yeah, that's what I did.
The battle is far from over for Joris Daudet as he sits close behind with 395.
It's going to be a good battle until, Argentina, and we're going to have to be consistent every race. I'm good with that, I'm always confident that I can be on the podium and win almost every weekend, so it's a good thing for me.
And within striking distance, there's 2 more French riders in Romain Mathieu and Sylvain André.
I'm excited to try to put myself again in the main and keep the third place in the ranking.
The track here at the National Sports Center near Arnhem is recognized as the official Dutch Olympic Training Center. Rebuilt every 4 years as an Olympic replica, it's a great chance to train for the most prestigious title in BMX racing, the Olympic Gold.
It's big, wide open. They did a couple small changes after last year, but I only think that's going to make the racing better.
The first straight is made up of a double and 2 triples before the riders enter the first turn.
If you know the track, you're going to have a bit of an advantage, but I think there's not too many technical straights where you can really make a difference.
The track then splits in 2 where the women go left and the men veer right and jump over the women's berm into the second turn.
The track is long, but Paris I think was a little bit harder. Here you have a lot of you keep a lot of speed there on the track, so it's a little bit easier.
The track then rejoins on the third or technical straight where maintaining rhythm will keep you in the mix. But one mistake here and you're out of the race.
Papendal has it all, it's a really good track to train at, but then also for racing, so I think it's a really fun track.
Then it's around the third and final corner as they head down the last challenging straight and onto the finish line.
I feel like it's just about pedaling fast. I hope my legs will feel good so I can really accelerate on the first and second straight.
Race day starts out with round 1 where the top 4 riders qualify through to the elimination rounds. Those who don't quite make the cut go through to the last chance round where the top 2 qualify through. After the last chance, it's time for the elimination rounds. In Heat 5, local rider Robin Dick rode off the track on the triple before the first turn, ending his quest to move on. In the round of 8s, Connor Fields had a tough run and was eliminated at the finish line by Kevin van Gronendaal and Jay Shippers in a dramatic photo finish. In Heat 7, Chile's Cristobal Rodriguez was forced off the track on the final berm by Carlos Oquendo and crashed out. After the men's round of 8s, it was time for the women's elimination round, starting off with the quarterfinals. Starting from lane 1, two-time Olympic medalist Mariana Pajón of Colombia blew her gate as local rider Judy Bao took the lead. But Pajón quickly recovered to pass Bao coming into the first turn. Britain's Bethany Shriever looked strong and jumped the big triple to make her way into third position. Venezuela's Stephanie Hernandez took Shriever on the second turn to make her way back into third. Pajón took the win, followed by Bao, Hernandez, and Shriever.
I really like it to race here in Papendal because of the home crowd, and it gives you so many good vibes and energy. And I know the track really well.
In the second women's quarter, series leader Laura Smulders came out of lane 1. Off to a good start, Smulders then jumped the triple into the first turn, followed by teammates Merle Van Bentham and Ruby Huseman. With 3 wins in a row, she was looking like the early favorite to win here in round 4. Smulders had the rhythm section dialed and increased her lead into the final turn. Smulders crossed the line with an easy win, followed by Van Bentham, Huseman, and Pettersson.
Well, day's been going good. I had some good laps, good gates, won all of my laps. It definitely feels like a World Cup, a big one actually.
Quarter number 3 saw a couple of seasoned Olympians come up against a younger group with Sarah Walker from New Zealand and Elise Willoughby of the US. Coming out of lane 2, Willoughby got the whole shot with Walker in hot pursuit. The veterans soon pulled away from the pack as Willoughby took the win ahead of Walker. Russia's Natalia Afromova tucked in for the third position ahead of Canada's Dana Tutchkerer.
I'm feeling really good into the quarterfinals. I got second pick, and I'm looking forward to doing a nice lap around and continue all the way to the final.
There were a total of 4 national champions in Heat 4. Australia's Saya Sakakibera took the lead in the second straight, followed by Manon Valentino and Yaroslava Bondarenko. Sakakibera took a dominant lead and never looked back to take the win. Valentino and Bondarenko crossed the line in a virtual tie, but the finish line cameras gave Bondarenko the second. Michaelin Shaw of the US held on to 4th position and qualified through to the next round. With the elite women's quarterfinals decided, it was now on to the elite men's quarterfinals. In the first quarter, Dutchman Joris Harmsen had the inside lane, but it was Dave Vanderberg who took the lead into the first berm with Harmsen in second. Brazil's Renato Rezende made a bold move to pass the Frenchman Arthur Pollard on the second straight, squeezing his way into third. Vanderberg and Harmsen showed their skills on the third straight and kept their lead with Rezende and Pollard close behind. Colombia's Carlos Oquendo lost control in the final berm, taking him out of the running. Vanderberg crossed the line in first with Harmsen, Rezende, and Pollard all moving on. Current world champion Corbin Chirac got a great gate, but Sylvain Andre pushed ahead to take the lead into the first turn. Juan Van Gent made a tight pass on the inside to squeeze into second. Britain's Keelan Isidore was in a dogfight with Evgeny Komarov down the third straight for the fourth and final qualifying position. Komarov took the inside on the third turn, but Isidore managed to nudge ahead to qualify on. Andre took the big win, followed by Van Gent, Chirac, and Isidore in fourth.
Here we are, a few more laps to do. Gotta be good and maybe see you in the tent over there.
Coming out of lane 1, David Graf of Switzerland got a great gate but couldn't shake round 3 champ Nick Kieman as they both jumped into the lead into turn 1. Graf tried to push Kieman wide, but the Dutchman pulled back the lead on the second straight. Kyle Evans fell back to 4th at the hands of Kevin Van Gronendaal, but managed to hold on to his position on the third straight. Australia's Anthony Dean made his way back into the mix and tried to take Evans on the final straight. Kieman and Graf raced to a photo finish for first, with Kieman getting the nod. Van Gronendaal rode in for third, while Kyle Evans held on for fourth. In the final heat of the quarters, Joris Daudet got a great gate and pulled into the lead. Sakakibera took the inside line in turn 1 and passed Romain Mathieu as they headed into the second straight. Mathieu was falling back and wasn't able to hold his position as Canadian Torrey Nijholt outskilled the Frenchman on the second straight. Jay Shipper showed his experience on the home track, working his way back into fourth on the technical rhythm section. Carlos Ramirez tried to pass Shippers on the inside line, but slid out on the final berm, taking him out of the race. Dode crossed the line in first, followed by Sakakibera, Nyhog, and Shippers.
If you want a good gate peak, you have to be one of the fastest. We try to go as fast as possible and then save a little bit of energy, but not too much to have a good gate peak.
After the men's quarterfinal, the women were center stage for the semifinals. The first of the women's semis had enough star power to be a main event.
Number 75 will be Merle Van Bentham. Judy Bao looking to make a bigger name for herself.
Today's the day I need to do it. I'm good enough for a podium, but then still, it needs to get done.
Working on a perfect season, Laura Smulders. She'd like to make it 4 wins.
I really like this track, and for a World Cup, this is the most exciting race for me.
Women's semifinal, heat number 1. Here we go.
Mariana Pahon crashed out on the first jump, handing the lead to hometown hero Laura Smulders as the pack entered turn 1.
None of them take it to the sky going into the first turn.
Saya Sakakibera kept pace with Smulders, with Merle Van Bentham in third and Natalia Afremova in fourth.
Afremova looking good in that fourth position. She's got clear track in front of her. There's pressure coming now.
Judy Bao had the third straight dialed and overtook Afremova to sneak by the Russian into fourth. Once again, it was Smulders crossing the line in first, followed by Sakakibera, Van Bentham, and Bao all making the cut.
Next up, semi-finals heat 2. The 96 plate, the silver medalist in London at the Olympics 2012. One of the biggest smiles in BMX, Sarah Walker. Lane number 2 on the 1 plate, the current world champion, Elise Willoughby.
We came here with the goal of winning in mind. If I can do it here and play in their own kitchen, then we're set.
And on the inside, on the 469 plate out of Venezuela, Stephanie Hernandez. 8 fast ladies, 1 fast BMX track. Let's see what happens.
Elise Willoughby of the US was getting stronger after each lap and stormed into pole position in the second group. Manon Valentino followed Willoughby around the track, with Ruby Huseman behind in third. Venezuela's Stephanie Hernandez was in the bubble position, clinging to life in fourth.
Elise Willoughby just making it look easy.
Willoughby crossed the line in first, with Valentino, Huseman, and Hernandez all making the main event.
The next time we see the elite women, it will be the final.
With the women's semi complete, it was now on to the men's side.
Joris Harmsen definitely putting in some impressive laps today. Willem Isidore, Team GB, looking to get into a main event. Kyle Evans, his teammate just next to him, definitely capable of making the main as well. Twan Van Gent, no stranger to his fair share of World Cup main events or wins.
I have to grow in a day. When the pressure comes on, I like it better.
And Joris Daudet, he is the French national champion. He's coming out of lane 1. No shortage of talent in this gate. Semi number 1, elite men.
In the first semi, Joris Daudet took charge into the first turn as Joris Harmsen was second, coming across from lane 8. Twan Van Gent and David Graff were back of the leaders, sitting in third and fourth.
Daudet, Harmsen, Van Gent with Graff in fourth.
Britain's Kyle Evans tried to take Graf on the third straight, but lost control going to the inside of the third turn, taking himself and Graf out of the race. Dode held onto his lead to cross the line in first, followed by local riders Van Gent and Harmsen. Britain's Keelan Isidore crossed the line in fourth to earn the final spot. In the second of the men's semis, Sylvain Andre was in lane 1 and Nick Kieman in lane 8.
On the 313, the red number plate, the series leader after 3 rounds. Doing it for the Netherlands, listen to the roar for Nick Kieman.
Yeah, today, like yesterday, I'm gonna focus on myself and try to do the same thing.
On the 24 plate, wearing the stripes of the world champion from the USA, Corbin Sherrard. Gate number 2 on the 192 came within a whisker of winning here last year. Out of the Netherlands, it is Dave van der Berg. And in lane number 1 on the 2 plate, the current World Cup champion out of France, Sylvain Andre.
Kieman dashed from across the track to squeeze just ahead of Andre, leaving Corbin Sherrard and Dave van der Berg to battle it out for third and fourth on the second straight.
Kieman, Andre, Sherrard, 1, 2 and 3, that's Dave van der Berg in there in fourth.
Sherrard drops back to 4, takes a great line, finds his way to third.
Van der Berg then went way too wide on the final turn, and Renato Rezende took the inside line to set up a battle for the final spot. Kieman took the easy win, followed by Andre and Sherrard in a photo finish, with Dave van der Berg just making the cut in front of Rezende. With a great day of racing in the books, it was now on to the all-important main events. First up comes the women's final. With 4 Dutch riders in the final, it was going to be a battle for the rest of the field to find their way onto the podium.
From the Netherlands, she made the final yesterday, Melly van Bentham. Lane number 6 on the 338, also out of the Netherlands. Gate number 6, Judy Bouw.
I think it's good that there are so many Dutch girls are on this level. I know their weaknesses, I know their strengths, so it gives you a little bit more confidence because you know how they ride.
Lane number 2, your reigning world champion out of the USA, Elise Willoughby. And lane number 1 on the 110, the red number plate, the series leader, the winner yesterday in round number 3, Laura Smulders. This one's going to be tense. Let's see what happens.
Elise Willoughby got the best gate and jumped a triple into the first turn together with Judy Bouw. That left Laura Smulders in a tough spot back in third heading into the second straight. Saya Sakakibera had the straight dialed and jumped into second position on the second turn.
It looks like Smulders' perfect season may not happen.
Smulders pushed hard to make her way back up to the front on the third straight with Stephanie Hernandez in pursuit. But no one could catch Elise Willoughby, who held on to her lead. Willoughby crossed the line in first, followed by Judy Bouw, leaving third and fourth to a photo finish between Smulders and Sakakibera. Sakakibera managed to capture the third.
Obviously awesome to get the result and be on top. Just played my cards as they were dealt to me, and it worked out. I just put my eggs on getting out good, and I did.
I had a good gate. I got some space left and I did jump that triple, and I think that's a big advantage if you do that.
I knew she was going to be coming in low regardless in that first corner, and I just tried to push the envelope a little bit more getting through there than I had been in previous heats. Laura is going to be smooth. She knows it like the back of her hand. So when I hit, I knew I'd hit good, and if I didn't, I knew she'd have me.
Go with the flow, you know the track well, and yeah, it was a good lap, really, yes.
Just tried to give it my best, and it worked out. I was able to fend everybody off and hang on for the rest of the ride. Obviously, it was tight racing all weekend, so it was really good to get back and do that.
After an exciting women's final, it was time for the men to make their way up the start hill for the final race of the day.
Coming out of lane 8, Nick Kimmin. This is the only gate he's been coming out of all weekend long.
When you're on the gate and the announcer is screaming your name and the crowd's going wild, definitely gives a bit of an adrenaline boost.
Next to him is Quillen Isidore, probably the tallest and youngest competitor on the gate. Twan Van Gent just missed making the main in stage number 3. He's here now. He wants to make good use of his time. Joris Daudet, always calm, cool, and collected, that he's good for a top 3 anywhere he goes.
You have to be very focused and believe in yourself every time that you can do it and make it happen.
Sylvain Andre next to him, last year's World Cup champion. He'll be coming out of lane 1. As we gear up for the final lap of the day, the men's elite final. Here we go.
Coming out of lane 7, Joris Harmsen managed to keep Kimmin wide into the first turn. Frenchman Sylvain Andre slipped in behind Harmsen on the turn, leaving Kimmin and Van Gent to battle it out for third.
Harmsen might be on his way to his first win. Kimmin's in third, making up ground on Andre, but Andre's gonna hold tight.
Andre and Harmsen fought it out down the third straight, but Harmsen then slayed out on the final turn, taking out Daudet and Kimmin. Sylvain Andre kept his cool and crossed the line in first, with Van Gent in second and Dave Vanderberg making his way around the carnage to take the third.
It was another poker game because there was Nick and all the Dutchies on the outside. Kept the lane 1.
A few guys braked on the first straight, and then I could jump around them from 7 to 4. Then in the first turn, I was behind Nick, Andre, and Joris Harmsen. The second straight, I could get to the inside. Nick was going on the outside to pass Andre, but it didn't work out. And then I passed Nick on the inside in the second turn. Coming into the last turn, I had a little bit more speed. Was catching Andre and Joris Harmsen a little bit. And then Joris slid out.
He crashed. I'm still leading, but I don't know if many people crash. If someone did a fast ILO, so I'm like, okay, I got no speed, I gotta go to the line, and then I jumped the first one, second one, realized there was no one behind me or no one too close. And that was it, a year later. 2017 went really great, better than expected, and 2018 is going strong. So I'm a little bit back in the title chase.
Laura Smulders remains atop the women's race, just 100 points ahead with 550. With a solid third place finish today, Saya Sakakibera now sits back in second with 450 points. In a tie for third place, Judy Bao and Yaroslava Bondarenko were just 100 points back at 350.
The laps just got better and better as the day went on, and I just tried to attack the track a little more than yesterday, and instead of being a passenger, I was trying to be a driver.
With Joris Daudet and Nick Kimmin out of the mix, the men's points are now closer than ever. Nick Kimmin still leads it with 495, while Daudet just sits 30 points back at 465. With the big win today, Sylvain Andre now sits in third with 440 points.
There's 4 rounds to go. I know I can be in the main. I know I can be on the podium on top of it. And yeah, we just gotta wait for more rounds.
We leave Papendal, the Netherlands, after some great weather and even better racing. Athletes now make their way across the border to Belgium to the infamous Circuit Zolder for the next round. Stay tuned for some more great BMX racing action.